Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace the fuel pressure regulator on this 2003 Chevy Monte Carlo with the 3.4 liter V6 engine. And it's the same part and similar process on these Monte Carlos from 2000 to 2005. And the items you'll need is a new fuel pressure regulator from 1AAuto.com, a 10mm and 13mm socket and ratchet, T30 Torx bit, 24mm wrench, flat blade screwdriver, and pliers. Start your vehicle and then go over here to your fuse box, push in the tab right here and pull out. And then just pull this fuse for your fuel pump out and your engine will cut off. Then turn your keys off and then pull this hose and pull this harness free. And then loosen up these two hose clamps. Now pull this hose free from the engine and then pull this hose free from your intake box. And just set that aside. Next, remove those two 10mm bolts and this 10mm nut right here. Now pull this bracket down and set it aside. And then pull out on this harness and pull it free. And do the same with this harness. And then push the tabs together on this hose clamp and slide it back. And do the same for the hose clamp on the other side. Now just push that hose back. And then remove that 13mm nut right there. And then you want to remove that 13mm bolt and this 13mm stud bolt right here. And we'll fast forward as Mike does that. Now pull up this cable and you want to just disconnect it from the top here. And then just lift your throttle body up and out. Using an adjustable wrench or a 24mm wrench, you want to just loosen up this nut and push some paper towel underneath it. And you can use some pliers or one of the wrenches to just loosen it a little bit more, and then after a while you'll just be able to do it by hand. Pull the fuel line free. Pull this hose at the top free, and then remove this T30 Torx bolt. Pull your fuel pressure regulator forward and up. And it'll pull free. On the left is your old fuel pressure regulator. On the right is the new one from 1AAuto. You can see they're identical and they'll fit exactly the same. Clean up the area using a paper towel. Take your new fuel pressure regulator and push it down into place and then back. Push the fuel line back up into the pressure regulator, and then replace that nut and tighten it up. Now replace that T30 Torx bolt and tighten it up. Push this line back into place. Push your fuel pump relay back into place. And then close up your fuse box.
Now just check for leaks by inserting your key in the ignition and turning the vehicle on, and let the fuel pump cycle a couple times and just make sure nothing's leaking.
Remove the paper towel. Take your throttle body with the upper bolt in place, and then take this bracket and reclip the wire to the top of the throttle body. And then just run it down the track. And then push the throttle body back into place. And just tighten up this bolt. And we'll fast forward as Mike replaces the other bolts that hold the throttle body into place and tightens them up. Now push these hoses back onto this line. And just push the teeth together on the hose clamps and slide them back down into place. And then we'll fast forward as Mike replaces the nut that holds that line into place and tightens it up. Now take this bracket and put it back into place. And replace the nut and two bolts that hold it into place. Reconnect your harnesses. And then take your intake hose and push it back onto the mass airflow sensor first, and then down and onto the throttle body. And then just tighten up those hose clamps. And you want to make sure that the hose is all the way on before you do that. And when you disconnected this line earlier, there's a good chance that it came free from back here. So just make sure that when you reconnect it up here, that it's still connected back behind the engine there. And it just pushes right back into place. Now reconnect this harness and reclip this to this bracket, and you're all set.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by oneaauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free, 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.